Not even the depths of hell could have forged a diamond this special.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. So today we're about to take a tour aboard the U.S. Coast Guard Barque Eagle. I'm excited. I can't wait. Let's go.
So Eagle was built in 1936 in Hamburg, Germany at the Blumenbach shipyard. When it was built in 1936, it was built for the Germans to be used the same way we use it now, which is to train all their future officers. Now that we received it as a reparation of war in 1946, after World War II ended, we brought it to the U.S. with a German and a U.S. crew because we didn't know how to sail this ship and what it really took to maintenance this ship. So they came over, a crew, German crew came over with the U.S. crew and showed us how to do everything on it, including putting on and taking off sails, to include repairing sails and how to set and douse sails or put them up and take them down. The helm is still original from 1936. There's a plaque on the front that says USCG Eagle. And in a minute I'll show you our aft steering, which is our backup steering, and we've removed that plaque, and you can actually still see the original name because these are still the original helms.
I don't know what a helm is, to be honest with you.
It's how we steer the ship.
So those are the actual things that steered the ship.
So our helm is 3 wheels, which allows us to turn our rudder, which gives us the ability to steer the ship. The reason we have 3 helms is because we sometimes need to put 6 people on the helm to maneuver in and out of port calls. Not because it's that hard to spin, but because of the length of transit, we need the extra manpower so people don't get tired. We do have 1 engine on board. Max speed is about 10 knots. It's the 3rd engine that the ship has had. We still stand all of our watches because someone has to be awake 24/7 on board. So we stand most of our watches outside in the elements. We have our helmsmen, as you see, standing, they'll stand on this platform. And then we have our lookout that's on the bow. And then we have 2 people inside the bridge that are actually navigating as well. The person on the left side is the officer of the deck, and they are in charge of the safe navigation of the vessel. The person on the right or starboard side is actually the quartermaster of the watch, and they are keeping up with logs, plotting our position, and answering any internal phone calls that we have inside the ship. We also have a bosun mate of the watch who's in charge of the rig and all of our sails. We have 2 people on watch down in the engine room maintaining the engine and generators and everything else electronically and mechanically we have going on inside the ship. So this is our aft steering, which is our backup steering on board. If anything breaks between our forward steering and our rudder, then we engage this steering, which gives us a direct line straight down to the rudder itself. As you see on the front of the helm, it still has the original name, which the ship's original name was Horst Wessel. Horst Wessel was a German who was killed. And just like in America, we name our ships after our war heroes, so did Germany. Horst Wessel's mother was actually the one that christened the vessel in 1936. So this is every trip Eagle has made since 1946, with the exception of the maiden voyage. She has traveled every summer to different locations around the world to help us train our future officers of the Coast Guard. We aren't teaching them how to sail, but we are having them work together to achieve a common goal. We are having them push themselves outside their limits, and sometimes when something does go wrong, we'll have an alarm go off and they'll have to respond, which is something that happens fairly often within the Coast Guard. In 1987 and 1988, the Eagle actually circumnavigated the world and went all the way to Australia with the cadets. In 2009, Eagle ended up in Ironman 2. And then keel number 508 from the Blumenvoss shipyard in Hamburg, Germany. Keel number 509 was the Bismarck. So Blumenvoss shipyard was not just building tall ships, but they were also building warships at the same time. This was just the ship that the Germans needed at the time to help train their future officers. So this is the plaque for the maiden voyage. Eagle left Bremerhaven, Germany, stopped in England, Madeira, Hamilton, Bermuda, actually sailed through a hurricane on its way to New York, made the repairs it needed, and then presented Eagle to the American people in New York City. Then was moved to its home port of New London, Connecticut. This plaque also states the US crew and the German crew that helped bring it across the Atlantic. The canvas along the edge is actually from a sail that blew off the yard, off of its yard, and was shredded due to the storm that we were in, and ended up being an opportunity for everybody to take a piece of Eagle sail home with them because we could not repair the sail. So it has become the back natting for this plaque. This is the flag cabin. This is the most aft stateroom on Eagle. It is reserved for the highest ranking guest that is on board, and it is requested by the captain that that person stays back here. In this room, there's also a table where the captain will actually eat with the crew every day for lunch and dinner. Gives people an opportunity to actually get a little more one-on-one or personal time with the captain, where she gets to know the crew a little better and the crew gets to know her a little better. It is also one of the worst rides on the ship, so eating back here is sometimes interesting. If we are not actively sailing, Eagle rides like a football in a bathtub. We corkscrew. Inside, further into this space, there is a stateroom, and this is where that highest ranking guest will stay. Has tiger wood inside. It is still original from when the ship was built. Eagle's one of 5 sister ships that are still sailing. They are owned and by different countries. 2 belong to Germany. 2 are owned by Germany, 1 by Portugal. And 1 by Romania. In all the years I've gotten to sail on Eagle, I have managed to actually sail with a total of 3 of the sister ships. This is Tavarish. It has quite the history. Originally Gorge Fock, was decommissioned, scuttled by her crew, was raised, reconditioned, and then eventually, when in a yard period, was bought back by a German organization called Tallship Friends. And then this is Marseille. It was commissioned for the Romanian Navy and has remained in that service ever since. All 5 ships have the exact same design and are a riveted steel. So this is the wardroom where our officers eat, have meetings, and this is their lounge. Inside this box to your right is actually one of the original sails from 1936, as well as a sextant. We still navigate by the stars on board Eagle during the summer because it teaches the cadets, our future officers, what to do if they lose GPS and can still get them home. As you continue around the room, you'll see other photos of Eagle throughout the years. The first one shows her when she had her original spanker, which is part of the mizzen mast. It actually was changed later on and divided in half. So we actually now have a upper and lower mizzen. It's just another older photo. This was obviously prior to 1970s when Eagle got her stripe, which is a standard image for the Coast Guard. A little further down, you see one of the capstans where it took the men on board 36 rotations to bring up 1 shot of chain. 1 shot of chain is 90 feet. We have 22 shots of chain on board, so they would do that for hours, depending how much chain was out. And they'd have a crew member sit on top and play harmonica or accordion or something along those lines to keep them entertained and in step. As you continue around, when we received the ship in 1946, after World War II, this is how she was found in Bremerhaven, Germany. You can see the bombed buildings in the background. You can see the church is completely untouched. Slightly to the left is a photo of one of the Coast Guard crew members sitting in front of where this photo was taken and having his photo taken, which is pretty neat because we had his grandson bring that a few months ago. A little further around, you actually have a photo of when Eagle was taken to its dry dock and repaired prior to transiting across the Atlantic, making sure that she was seaworthy and everything was good to go. In the Coast Guard, we're given covers or a hat that says what ship we're on. Germany would give them covers, and then they would give them a ribbon for them to tie around their cover to say what ship they were assigned to. So Eagle has 23 sails and over 5 miles of running rig. As you're looking up in the rig, you'll see fuzzy brown stuff. It's called baggy label, and it's actually chafing gear that protects the sails, where it rubs against metal or wire fingers. And it's actually made out of recycled line. We take our old used line and actually make that stuff to help protect the sails. So everything gets a second life on it. Our masts are 3 feet high, with the exception of our mizzen mast. We can actually shorten ourselves so that we fit underneath the Gold Star Bridge, which was built to that height so that Eagle could fit under it, because she used to be moored at the Coast Guard Academy that's on the other side of that bridge. So, up forward are our 2 anchors that I talked about earlier, with our 22 shots of chain total, 11 on each. We have our port and starboard anchors. We have our bowsprit up forward, and also our new headpiece. We have a brand new Eagle that was installed last year. Eagle sleeps 238 people, and we feed all of them 3 to 3.5 meals a day. So the bell is at the bow of the ship, not only for sound signals that can be used in fog, but also on ships you would use the bell to tell the time. So you actually ring the bell every half hour and on the hour to let people on the ship know what time it is. Obviously this was a thing that you did before everybody had a watch on their wrist and a cell phone in their pocket. But we still maintain that tradition and ring our bell every half hour and hour while we're underway. Inside the bell are actually the names of the children from crew members, current and past, that have had their children baptized in the bell.
I just wanted to say thank you to all the men and women who made it possible for me to take the tour below the deck today. This magnificent vessel, the U.S. Coast Guard Barque Eagle. And thank you for your service to our country. And also thank you for all the Patreon supporters for supporting us to pursue projects like this. It's greatly appreciated. Until next time, thank you all so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing.